One of the saddest things we face when trying to have rational, reasonable conversations with lost sinners is the fact that so few seem to take their eternal souls seriously. I think this describes the mass majority of human beings alive today. Unless or until they're facing death imminently, most people don't want to be bothered with the discussion. They live as though they will never die. And most of these people are simply apathetic. They just don't care enough to bother with a discussion on the matter. That's why they avoid church. They don't click on links to watch or listen to biblical teaching on such matters and so forth. But there are some among this crowd who do care, but their concern is to deny the truth of the Bible by looking for any claims to hold against the Bible. Most of these people aren't interested in knowing the truth and are rarely engaged in a discussion about whether what they believe about the Bible is true or not. The Lord spoke through the prophet Jeremiah and described the same type of people in his day. Jeremiah 5:21 says, "Hear now this, O foolish people, and without understanding, which have eyes and see not, which have ears and hear not." These people aren't stupid. The problem isn't intellectual, it's spiritual. Just today, as I record this video, I received half a dozen messages from scoffers who couldn't care less about facts. And more than one made the ridiculous claim that the Bible is just mythology and allegory and not based in reality. And that's one of the dumbest claims you'll ever hear on the internet or hear anyone say, no matter where they are saying it. I've had people say that King Hezekiah and the prophet Isaiah, among other biblical characters, have no record of existence outside of the Bible, which they then claim itself is not based on true history. They may not care, but for those who do care, the facts refute that claim. Now, we have to recognize that some of these people might be ignorant of new information, new as of in the last decade. You see, in 2015, the royal seal of King Hezekiah, king of Judah, was discovered at an archaeological site called the Ophel site. It's located near the southern wall of the Temple Mount in Jerusalem. This seal, or it's also called a Bulla, had the words, quote, "belonging to Hezekiah, son of Ahaz, king of Judah," end quote, of course, in Hebrew. Now, there had been other seals or bullas of Hezekiah claimed to have been, authentic, and they were found and put on the market and that sort of thing, but their origin was in question, and so skeptics would refuse to accept their authenticity. But this one was found under a controlled dig at a secured and documented archaeological site. So once it was found, it's undeniable. And this seal of Hezekiah was found with more than 30 other seals or bullas, and less than 4 yards or 3 meters away from Hezekiah's seal, the digging crew found a bulla that says, quote, "belonging to Isaiah the prophet." As I explained this to one man, he said, "Oh, bull." And I said, "No, bulla bulla," hence the title. 2 bullas found that provide ancient evidence for the biblical claim that King Hezekiah and the prophet Isaiah lived, and in light of the fact that the bullas were found in the same proximity in virtually the same place, it confirms that they were contemporary to one another, just as the Bible tells us. As a matter of fact, you can search the keywords Hezekiah, Isaiah, as I did in my Sword Searcher 9.1 Bible software, and you'll find that the two are mentioned together 16 times. And in 2 Kings 10:16 we read, and Isaiah said unto Hezekiah, hear the word of the Lord. And that's our message to you and to all the skeptics and scoffers out there refusing to see or hear the evidence for God. Hear the word of the Lord. Only then can you be saved. As Paul's inspired words tell us in Romans 10:17, so then faith cometh by hearing, and hearing by the word of God. You'll never come to faith if you won't listen.